Alright, my friends, so it is time for us to go ahead and focus on our link. Alright, because here if you take a look, we are displaying the image, the title, the bio, and so on. But here let's continue on. Here we have this link right here, and we are assuming that once the user click on it, we will navigate him to or take him to the official profile for this photographer on the Unsplash API. Now here I'm just gonna say the link, I'm just gonna say, or the text, let's call it for example a view or profile. All right, it is something really simple. All right, and it is time for us, if we take a look, it's not a link, but we want to fetch it as a link. To do so, we are missing the href attribute, and in order for us to specify an href, once again, here we have this, if you expand this object, we have this link attribute, which is an object, or this links property, it's an object. If you expand it, we have the HTML that will correspond, or it is gonna take us to the official account for this photographer. So I have to say user.links.html. This is the whole idea. So here we have our href. I'm just gonna say href equal to user dot links, once again, dot html. This will be the link that we want to get. And if I switch back, we can see we got this issue that says cannot read the property html of undefined. I have told you previously, once you get this error and you will deal with API, 100% of the case it is the data is not loaded yet. What is the solution? You have to check before doing something. We have the exact same problem with our source as well as our href right here. The object is not completely loaded and we are trying to give it the link. So here I just will say user dot links. If this is exist, then body, I want you to set the href to be this thing right here. Otherwise, just make it an empty string for me till you get the links and you will set it right here. If I switch back, you can see it's got turned to a link, and we can click it, but I'm gonna leave the functionality for another video. But now if we refresh, we can see we are getting this view profile. So you can see we got this view profile and we are not getting our loading right here. All right, so this is really not what we want. So I want, once the user refresh or once the data is not loaded yet, I want to return a loading, not this view profile text. It's really not what we want. And this is the problem. If you want to understand why this is happening, well, the problem is that we have the title, we have the bio, as well as the image right here. All these informations will come from an API. All right, so that's why we are going to wait until we display this information. But we have the view profile right here. It is telling us that this object, that it's a static text. Okay, it's a text that it is not coming from an API. So that's why we are going to display it and ignore any other stuff. All right, so this is the problem with that. And here, in order for us to make it even more advanced, let's say, or more powerful conditional rendering, instead of saying if user, that means if user right here, it is not defined. Let me show you what I will do. I'm gonna check for the profile image, because the image, it is the largest thing that will be loaded here. Okay, because we have the text is really quick and it is really fast, that will be loaded. But here, if we check for a profile image, the image is our heaviest or heavier data, will take more time to be loaded. So here I'm just gonna add or user, or it's not user dot profile image. I am checking if there is no profile image inside the user. Not only the user is not defined, but also if there is no profile image, then I'm gonna return loading. If you refresh, you will see that we got the loading. Okay, I'm gonna force, all right, the profile image here, because if not user, maybe the object the user object will has some information, but I want to specifically check for the profile image because it is the heaviest file that we have it in this object. And by this implementation we are good to go. We have implemented we have fixed the conditional rendering, as well as we have implemented this view profile link. So in the next video we'll be focusing on this part right here, which is to display the images that is related to this specific users. Thank you my friends so much for watching. See you in the next one.